Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
I have a twin question from Shailja Chandra, who is a former very senior IAS officer who has experience of dealing with public health, etc. also. So she says, number one, that the strategy of contact tracing, etc., that you used in Kerala, can that be used in a place like Bombay, particularly Bombay slums, which have now become such a difficult area? And a second question that she's asking is that you mentioned that Ayush has also been useful in Kerala. So if you would talk about Ayush as well, but first about how to use these tactics and strategies in Bombay slums.
Yes. The answer for the first question, definitely they cannot do these tactics, I think so. Because we are able to do this thing because we have a system here. From 1957 onwards, we are trying to have some decentralized planning and individual attention to the citizen. That is our first government in 1957. We started our land reform acts, etc. We started the eviction. We prevent the eviction of the poor tenants from their land by the landlords, and with the back support of this law, they got some lands for them. In Kerala, most of the people are owning some land, 10 cents or 15 cents, etc. They got it and they are staying there. Because of that, because of the urbanization, world is facing a great problem, that is the slum formation due to urbanization. Urbanization and some slum formation is going hand in hand. And when I went to China previously, they give us a title for discussion, a subject to discussion, that what is the measures to prevent the slum formation in India. And slum formation is the most difficult problem throughout the world. I cannot say about India, but our country is struggling hard for that. But there is a success story in Kerala. Kerala, financially, our state is not fit. Financial problem is very crucial here. But from the beginning of our democratic government in 1957 onwards, we started to give some support to individuals. And that is why they own a piece of land. They have now public schools to study. They have public hospitals to address their health problems. And on that base, we are able to do this kind of thing. One more thing I want to add, that in Dharavi is a different thing. And when I have a discussion with I had a discussion with the Maharashtra health minister, he asked me, Minister, what are you doing in the slums? We are afraid of Dharavi slums, and what is your plan in your state in the slums? I answered that there is no such slums in Kerala. There are some places in the cities where people are living in a thick-packed way and small houses, etc. That is here. But there is no slums like Dharavi in Kerala, because throughout the years, over the years, we are helping the people to building little house for them. And the homeless peoples are very, very, very few in Kerala. Maybe it is thousands and 1 lakh or 2 lakh or like that.
But what should Bombay do? What is your advice to Bombay, to Mumbai?
Yes, Mumbai, that I told the minister that we cannot give an advice, because Dharavi is like a place, We cannot act all of a sudden. There should be a base. Kerala, because of the basement, we are acting on that, and we prepared well. The one thing I said to minister, and one thing I want to mention, that the one thing is to do not allow anyone to enter that slum from outside. Please close it. Closing the slum means we should have to provide eatables and other things to poor people. We cannot close and bend back. Now we have some containment area here where the positive cases are rampant. But we are not closing in the name of closing, but closing the area means no one can enter inside or outside, but we are supplying foods and medicines and everything they want in the doorsteps. Our volunteers are supplying these things to their doorsteps. If you want to prevent this virus in the Dharavi, it is not easy, but definitely we have to close that area and we have to address the people's essential goods we should have to serve there.